Messier skates to center ice to face off against Jeremy Roenick with Granato on his left and Modano on his right. Shanahan is on the ice along with Theo Fleury on the attacking unit for Team Canada. But the Americans bring it to the blue line. Roenick gets bodied by Shanahan. Now little Fleury tests the left side. Modano picks it up. The United States eager to get the jump in that first goal on Team Canada. Roenick's pass picked up by Messier. Dumps it across to McInnes. McInnes shooting way off target. High off the boards. It comes back to center ice, and Coffey collects it for Team Canada.
So Mike Keenan has told us he would like Messier to play against Roenick. Messier has size and strength and the speed to stay with Roenick.
Here's Modano, but it's over two lines. They'll bring it back for a face-off. Just 35 seconds into the game.
Tim Taylor, the head coach, along with Jay Leach and Mike Eaves on the bench. Three-man system behind the USA bench. You see here Tony Granato back. He arrived just prior to game time, back from his grandfather's funeral. Hull has now been put up with LaFontaine. That was not the situation the last time these two teams met. It was not the situation during the USA playoff game with Finland. So Hull should be more prominent, they think, in this game. Here's the defense pairings for Team USA. Each team going with 7 defensemen, each team with 1 extra forward. Brown, the extra forward for the Americans.
Different lines for both teams. Gretzky centering the line for Team Canada with Corson and Larmer on the ice. Here's Hull for the United States. Olczyk and LaFontaine with him. Dribbles into the Team Canada corner. Corson makes the play to Larmer. Just fails to connect, and Pat LaFontaine has it. LaFontaine across the blue line. Hull in the slot shooting, and Ranford is his first save of the night and will jump on the rebound as Olczyk is cruising in.
Mike Keenan, Don, has Pat Burns and Brian Sutter on the bench with him. He wants the Canadians to do a lot of hitting. Here's the first shot of the game. Not a strong shot. As you see, Steve Smith, he was right on top of Brett Hull, knocking Hull down before Hull could get the clean shot. The game plan has to be, if Brett Hull does not have the puck in your zone, get close to him. He's so quick in getting the puck and releasing it. Don't let him get the clean shot. They also have Tom Webster and Tom Watt upstairs watching.
One of the ironies is that Craig Janney, the consummate playmaker, has 4 goals, and Brett Hull, the consummate goal scorer, only has 2. But he has 7 assists to go along with that. Second to Gretzky in the scoring in the Canada Cup. Hawerchuk almost got a break at center ice. Americans recover in time. Dave Christian shooting it in behind, and Ranford tries to save it for McInnes. Now he'll play it up the near boards. Well, Weinrich for the United States over to the far side. Rick Tocchet endeavors to clear, but Janney's there to intercept and shoot it back of the net once again. Miller hovering. Ranford gets there first, and they do clear the zone now. Hawerchuk with Sutter. Long shot is gloved by Mike Richter of the New York Rangers and dumped into the corner with Hawerchuk looking for the puck. He gets there. Centering pass comes out. Tocchet couldn't get a shot away, and the U.S. will endeavor to clear the zone with Brian Leach passing it out to center ice. About 2 minutes gone, a scoreless first period of Game 1 of the best-of-3 Labatt Canada Cup Final. Here come the Canadians. Portko, Eric Lindros shooting, and a great stop by Richter. Lindros keeps it alive for Team Canada. Their weak shot goes wide, but Richter will hang on and curtail the pressure at his own zone. This is the Labatt Canada Cup on CTV.
Mike Richter with his first work in this hockey game. Courtnall with a nice pass to Lindros, who steps into it. You see a good example of how Richter plays goal. He's a very squared goaltender with his angles towards the shooter. Lindros stepped into it. Interesting here, Don. Mark Tenorti is on the ice early in the game, and Larry Murphy has not seen the ice yet. Scott Stevens, a left defenseman, has moved over to play the right side.
And Jim Johnson's the other defenseman out there as he spearheads the play ahead of the blue line. Now to center ice. Johnson brings it inside, but it is whistled on the offside of the Team Canada blue line. We're about 2.5 minutes into the first period. It is scoreless. That first goal, the United States again feels, is ever so important. They fell by 5 to Team Canada before they could score in Hamilton.
Johnson playing here with Kevin Hatcher as his defense mate. We mentioned that Kevin Hatcher was the extra defenseman. They have 7, and they'll rotate 7 throughout the game. Some of the offensive defensemen will see more ice time if the American club is behind.
Hatcher saw a lot of ice time in the semifinal win over Finland in Hamilton. Joel Otto on the draw against big Eric Lindros. almost a non-event. His second appearance here in the Montreal Forum compared to last Saturday. Lindros forcing his way past Hatcher down the boards, but Johnson's there to recover for the United States. And they quickly clear back to the neutral zone. Shot in by Graham on the delayed offside, and Johnson's there once again. Dumps it off to Kevin Hatcher. Shanahan forechecking him. Here's Stevens shooting. Screen shot blocked by Richter. Johnson clears to the corner. Shanahan's all over him. But for the United States, number 33, Randy Wood of the Islanders, being watched by Graham in behind. Graham, the great forechecker in this team. A catching check by Lindros again in the corner against Wood. It's shot down the ice. Ranford will steer it out of harm's way as both teams change on the fly. 3 minutes into the period. Here's Shanahan, fakes the shot, drops it off to Fleury. Fleury getting set, good pass in there to Tinordi, and he got turned around. Joey Mullen, rink wide for Jeremy Roenick. Ranford. Chelios can't keep it in.
Don, the Americans had a 3-on-2 and it didn't click. The American passing not real sharp just yet. Tinordi was up ice. The pass missed. He got trapped. It was a 3-on-2 the other way.
Bodies flying into the boards, and the puck is under them, and a stoppage in play. 16:27 to go in the first period. It's scoreless. This is the Labatt Canada Cup.
The Montreal Canadiens, Eric Desjardins getting involved here. Watch him as the puck is coming along the boards. The collision as Modano tried to get out of the way. And at the other end of the ice, prior to this, Lindros tries to see Randy Wood playing the puck. Wood is very, very strong, and you see him dodge out of the way of Lindros, knowing that Lindros can haste you. Lindros didn't do any damage on that play.
It's one of the things that Eric has done to change boos to cheers in a hurry. His checks have impressed the hockey fans in Montreal and elsewhere in the Canada Cup. Messier down the left boards against Chelios. Chelios being watched now by Robitaille, and Mike Modano has it. To Chelios, ahead to Tony Granato. Roenick with him, but it's offside of the Team Canada blue line.
So Mike Keenan certainly telling us that with the line of Granato, Modano, and Roenick, very fast, smart, shifty line, he will keep Mark Messier at center ice against Roenick. Obvious spark for this hockey club is Tony Granato. He has great speed. He's a tenacious player. He's an agitating player. And as we saw him at about, I guess, 6:30, he had just arrived, suitcase in hand from Chicago.
Messier and Roenick on the draw. It's only 4 minutes old, this game, but one strange part is there hasn't been very much ice time yet for Wayne Gretzky.
He's had one shift to this point, Don.
At center ice, Brian Leetch bouncing in the neutral zone. Collected by Luc Robitaille of the Los Angeles Kings. Back to Smith, across the ice to Desjardins. Now Messier set away at center ice. Hits the blue line. Robitaille's with him. Messier circling. Robitaille couldn't get good wood, and it just floats wide. Robitaille winning into the corner in front. Messier shooting. A second chance. Desjardins going in a backhand shot. They score! Team Canada.
Don in the corner. You see Messier with a chance, and Desjardins follows in, and he has all kinds of room, but he put it up over Mike Richter. And here's another play. We take a look at it. It's always strong for the checking line to get out on the ice against the other team's best offensive line and score. Desjardins jumps into the play, finds the puck. Messier had a very strong skating shift to set up the offense, and Brian Leetch had trouble handling the puck.
So the important first goal goes to the Canadians. Here's Corson breaking in with Larmer. A centering pass across the crease goes through to the near boards. Stevens wide-angle shot. Now a 2-on-1 break for the United States. Howell with Leach. Howell makes the pass across it. Drifts into the corner where LaFontaine gets into the nets off its blue ring.
Another situation here where I think the American club, who certainly is the underdog, appears to be a bit nervous. Leach stutter stepped. He didn't know whether he should jump into the play or not, even though it was a 2-on-1. And they've had a 3-on-2 and a 2-on-1, yet they haven't had a shot.
This is
Desjardins gets credit for the Canadian goal. It was a situation where two Canadian players appeared to be trapped as Brian Leetch was moving up ice. Now watch all the Canadian or the American players make that move up ice thinking they have possession. They all move up. Leetch overskates the puck right here to hold it. hold it. You see all these players here trapped, and they're all trying to struggle to get back. Nobody picks up Desjardins as he moves in, finds the puck. The American club never recovered after Leach overskated the puck.
Messier and Robitaille draw the assist on that goal at 4:22, scored by Montreal's Eric Desjardins. 1-0 Team Canada. Now the battle for the faceoff in the Canadian zone.
See Corson taking the faceoff for Gretzky. Faceoffs will be much tougher in this game than playing against European clubs for sure, for both clubs.
Here now is Larry Murphy making his first appearance. Flicking it back to the corner for Kevin Hatcher of the United States. Ahead to LaFontaine. A rink-wide pass doesn't reach Brett Hull, and Stevens shoots it back to the United States zone. Johnson being watched by Gretzky. Plays the boards to Ed Olczyk. At center ice, too far for Hull. Inside the line, LaFontaine. It's well over 2 lines, and the whistle sound. And now a penalty's been called as a Canadian player is taken down on the far side. Shane Corson in front of the Team Canada bench.
Corson's trying to stay down and maybe draw more than 2 minutes.
Gretzky came over, and he's pleading that case to Don Koharski. Johnson's going to go to the penalty box. In fact, he jostled there for a moment with the linesman Ray Scampanello before going in.
Take a look at the very top of the screen near the blue line. Johnson with a tap to Corson's left ankle. I can tell you this, Corson this morning in practice took a slap shot from the defenseman in practice off his left ankle. And maybe, just maybe, it's weaker now than what it normally is. I was wondering if he went off the ice, Don, this morning and had it tended to by the training staff. There he went down. And anyway, Tim Taylor with Johnson in the penalty box. Tim Taylor's club will be shorthanded.
Flashing at 5:12 is the call, and the U.S. can ill afford that. Already down a goal to Team Canada. Power play goes onto the ice for the first time. It is 8 for 29 this series.
Finland and the Americans played in the semifinal game in which Team USA won. The Finns never had one power play, so the penalty killing unit is very fresh to the American squad.
Well, they're at the bottom of the list in success rate. They've had 5 goals scored on 21 penalties they've endeavored to kill. A big one right here. Copy deflection from Steve Larmer. Had to be sharp on that, Mike Richter did. Copy back on the left point now for Larmer down the near boards. Being pressed by Joey Muller. Gets it back to his point man, Coffey. They'll swing it across now to McInnes. Over to Wayne Gretzky. They will take their time. Here's a shot by McInnes. The rebound goes to Otto, and he clears. Back to reorganize comes Coffey and company, with the Americans changing as Canada brings it back up the ice. Left wing pass comes to McInnes. Hits the blue, shoots to the corner. Gretzky against Brown. Larmer for Gretzky in behind the goal. Here's a centering pass. Couldn't quite get to Larmer.
Now you see the Americans go at Gretzky when Gretzky's behind the net on the power play.
Here's Miller from Brown, and he is just thwarted at the last second as he's about to pull the trigger on that. A minute left on the power play. Leach at center ice, ahead to Brown. He will shoot it in and well up into the spectator. Now brings it across to Fleury at center ice. In they come 2-on-2. Good stick check there, and Otto has it for the United States. McInnes gathering it in at the Canadian blue line. Now he'll retreat. They'll form the power play, which is 34 seconds remaining. Messier takes the lead pass, hits the United States blue line. Fleury trailing. Messier circling. Looks to make the play for Howardchuk. Bad angle shot. Suter in the corner against him. Clears the zone smartly, and now 20 seconds remain on the penalty.
Now McInnes seeing the full 2 minutes on the power play.
He's got that wicked shot that can make so many things happen. Messier lost control. Roenick checked by Howardchuk. Just 4 seconds left. The Americans effectively have killed this penalty out as Coffey brings it to the blue line. Johnson's back on the ice now. Dumped off on the far boards. Graham will chase it in the corner. Fleury collects it. Messier circling. Quick shot. Loose puck. Messier again can't get a shot away. He'll dig it back to Smith for the slap shot. That goes wide. And Johnson has it for the United States. Smith beating Granato to it. Errant pass. Hatcher collects that. He'll send Modano away inside the blue line with Roenick and Granato. Roenick in behind. He is bothered and finally checked by Rick Tocchet of the Philadelphia Flyers, who sends Graham away. Sutter is on his left. Sutter cruising. Here's a shot by Tocchet, turned back by Mike Richter. And Chelios picks it up and clears for the United States. 8 minutes gone now in this period. Modano. Wide angle shot is handled by Bill Ranford.
That shot by Tocchet was because the Roenick line tried to get fancy in the offensive zone.
LaFontaine wins the puck. Quick shot by Ed Olczyk. Flips over top of the net. Modano goes to the bench. Chelios is pushed into the boards by Smith, and the whistle sounds in the Team Canada zone. There'll be an elbowing call going to Steve Smith. The U.S. will have a power play in motion. From Montreal, this is the Labatt Canada Cup on CTV. An elbowing call to Steve Smith. The United States gets the manpower advantage.
He works in. You see the elbows come up right into the ear of Tony Granato.
Team Canada's penalty number 5, Steve Smith.
Penalty. Done with 11:46 to go. The U.S. the chance to get back into it here. Here is Janney. Makes the pass back to the left point. Leach. Chelios shooting. And that sails wide. LaFontaine's out there with Miller and Janney on the attacking unit. Stevens intercepts it. He gets it across the blue line. The Americans about equal to Canada on power plays. They have scored on 7 of 29 chances. Canada 8 of 29.
4 of them against the Americans in that one game.
Miller, as it bounces off the boards, finally tries to collect it. Gretzky is there. They battle for a bouncing puck. Larmer will shoot it away for Canada. Gretzky will go to the bench. They'll get fresh troops out. 1:20 left in Smith's penalty. Here is Chelios skating to the Canadian line with Miller and LaFontaine, and Janney over to Leach. Leach into Janney. Janney centers, and it's through the crease. Pat LaFontaine, blind pass, and Leach couldn't get it. Sails back inside the U.S. blue line. Give it away to Corkville in the corner. He couldn't get a good pass off, and Modano picks it up for the Americans. Janney goes to the United States bench. Now 48 seconds left in Smith's sentence.
Now this Roenick line sits down Tony Granato, and they move Brett Hull up to the line for the power play.
Leach at the line, flipping it across the far boards. Roenick will use those boards to get Hull the puck in behind. Now it's swept to Hatcher. Shooting. Redirected. Back in the corner. Hull back to Leach. Here is Hull looking for Hatcher. Finding him. Hatcher's shot smothered by Bill Ranford. 23 seconds left of the power play.
The power play, Don, you tried a 2-on-1 situation, and the USA club 2-on-1 Russ Courtnall on the far side of the ice and moved it back across to Hatcher. There you see the shot, and if you shoot the puck on a goaltender and you put it into his waist, that's generally where his hands are. It's a very easy save, and Hatcher's wrist shot was just simply too high, and no rebound because of it.
Roenick waiting for the draw on the Team Canada zone with 23 seconds left in that penalty.
Canadians very aggressive, killing penalties. It doesn't matter who has the puck for Team USA. The Canadians, down a man, are still going right out at them all over the place.
They've been scored on just twice in 30 penalty-killing assignments, and this is quickly cleared down the ice. Now 15 seconds left in the penalty. Kevin Hatcher ahead to Suter off his skates to Nordy. Made his first appearance against Sweden, getting some good ice time tonight. Will shoot it inside the line. And they have killed the penalty. Smith is back on the ice. Hull waiting for a lead pass. He's circling at center ice. Now they get it across to Hatcher, and now Hull. Past the 10-minute mark in the period, Brett Hull going in. Tenardi takes him down and takes the puck as well. Off the boards and back to center. Puck is given away. Messier. Quick pass back. Fleury. Richter saves down. Modano swoops down on it. Hull with Suter inside the line. Roenick makes the pass for Modano in front for Hull, and Smith has it for Canada.
Desjardins got...
Here's Gretzky in a breakaway. Gretzky is in alone. Gretzky shoots, and Richter robs him. It was Gretzky's breakaway that broke up the game with Sweden on Thursday in the semifinal, gave Canada its first goal. But Richter beats Gretzky in this contest. Eric Lindros passing it rink wide. Larmer inside the line. Lindros trailing. Heinrich watching him. Otto flipping it ahead to Christian. Dave Christian now for Joey Mullen. 8.5 minutes to go on the first period. Teams at even strength. 1-0 for Team Canada. This is Larmer. Weinrich. Pass across to Lindros. Lindros being bumped by Johnson. The Americans win possession. Joe Mullen. Joel Otto can't find the pass. Back comes Gretzky. With Graham. Oh, he couldn't get it to him. A great opportunity there. The puck just sailed past Graham's stick. 8 minutes to go in the period. End to end they go here in the Montreal Forum. Canada tying up Janney. Tocchet did that, and Graham shoots it in. Suter will flip it down the ice. McInnes gets there first.
Seen some great defensive plays at both ends, Don. Desjardins saved a goal. Richter saved a goal. Johnson, the defenseman for USA, saved a goal when he tied up Graham.
Now McInnes for Sutter. Americans keep it in. Now it comes back to the neutral zone. 7.5 minutes to go in the opening period. 1-0 Team Canada. Miller shooting it. Ranford redirecting it for Graham. Now back to Al McInnes. Miller with a bump. Brown tries to turn to Janney. Here's a shot. Missing the short side. Miller couldn't get much on that, and Graham picks it up for the Canadians. Now McInnes. For Sutter. Hits the line. His shot. Richter blocks that. Chelios has it. Here's Chelios ahead for Craig Janney. Superb playmaker from the Boston Bruins. He'll get a second chance now. Across to Brown inside the blue line, and it's poked away by Steve Smith. And looking for the fast break. Corco tries to give it to him. 2 Americans on him. Johnson checks him. LaFontaine is checked by Corco at center ice. Olczyk. Both look for the fast break. Here's LaFontaine shooting, and Radford turns on his side. Penalty is going to be called here by Don Koharski, the referee. This is the Labatt Canada Cup from Montreal on CTV. Smith is going. That's the second penalty of the game for Steve Smith. And it puts Canada in the hole again.
You'll see here a little drop pass by Hull to LaFontaine. The shot, beautiful save. Steve Smith went over and knocked Patty LaFontaine down. The Americans not as big physically as Team Canada, so therefore, in my mind, their power play is very crucial in this series.
They have been denied once tonight already on a Smith penalty. Team Canada failed to score on a Johnson penalty, and now Smith's off again with 6:34 to go in the first period. Gretzky against Modano in the draw. Gretzky shooting it, but it's kept in by Leach to Hatcher. Modano for Kevin Hatcher of the Washington Capitals. Now Minnesota's Modano makes the pass across the ice behind Leach. Larmer's there, ahead to Gretzky, alone at center ice. He waits for some help. He'll rag the puck. Now dumped it in behind to Stevens. Stevens passed Hull down to the United States corner to kill time effectively. Leach. Couldn't get into Hull at center ice. Gretzky. Checked by Modano. Roenick has Hull with him. Feeds him inside the line. Rolls off Brett's stick. Back Hatcher can't hold it. Gretzky checks him. A minute 15 left in the Smith penalty for Canada. 5:45 to go in the first period. Team Canada ahead by a goal. Hatcher. Leach at the blue line. 3 white jerseys watch him. Fleury has it deflected, then shot to the corner by McInnes. And here comes Theo Fleury. Messier with him. Lets the shot go. Richter, a good save there. Might not have seen all of that. And LaFontaine. Chelios it is on the far side for Roenick, and Hull inside the line. Roenick, good check by McInnes, but Hull carries on. He shoots. Bradford saves it. Here's the rebound for Janney, and he shoots it wide. The U.S. denied there, and a marvelous scoring chance with still 30 seconds to go on this penalty. Messier, Coffey goes to the net. Fleury shooting, and a great stop by Richter at the other end. They open it up full throttle back and forth here in the Montreal Forum. Janney in its offside of the blue line. My, what action.
Team USA has 6 players on the ice, Don, and I think there's going to be a penalty. They had 6 men on the ice aside from Mike Richter for quite some period of time here, and I think Don Koharski finally, along with the linesman, spot it. Great save as Al McInnes just missed a check. Brett Hull gets a shot, and as he stepped into it, knocking Ranford backwards, and Janney couldn't get to the rebound. Then Theo Fleury steps into a shot, but Mike Richter's got perfect position. Look at that position for a goaltender. Both Ranford and Richter strutting some stuff here.
And this penalty coming up is the second time in this series the United States has been guilty of this. And it comes at a time when Smith had 20 seconds left on his penalty and totally negates now the power play. U.S. getting hot and having to pay for a bad line change. 4:54 remaining in the first period. The game's only goal scored by Montreal's Eric Desjardins from Messier and Robitaille at 4:22. But great chances at both ends in the interim.
Article in the Montreal Gazette newspaper today, written by one of the great sports writers, Red Fisher, regarding Bill Ranford and his contract. He had talked to Glenn Sather. Sather says, yeah, I think he deserves a nice new contract, somewhere around $700,000 a year. Try and get the average of the top 5 goaltenders in the league, and that average is what Ranford will be paid. I don't know how it is, but Red Fisher always gets the scoops out of Glenn Sather.
I'll tell you the way
going there, huh?
Ranford's playing, his value's going up at about $100,000 a night, I figure.
So you're in the agent business too, are you?
Not officially. Here's Leach. Chelios now as the Team Canada, when Smith steps back on the ice in just 3 seconds, will have the advantage. But here's Olczyk. Olczyk cut again. The net is off its moorings on a shot by Leach.
I'm not so sure that shot would have hit the net. LaFontaine is the player that went in, and he may have been pushed, but the net was off the mooring, and it was very, very close as to whether the shot by Leach would have hit the net. What a great play, though, that was. Eddie Olczyk involved. The teams were even up. Canada now goes on the power play. Watch this move to the outside, and watch Leach cutting through the middle. The net is now off. I think that shot would have missed the net. Take another look here. Olczyk. Great speed, great move, and a wonderful pass here to go around Coffey and pull Ranford out. And the shot actually hit Patty LaFontaine in behind the goalpost.
Yeah, the net was wide open. Leach just missed it.
LaFontaine was off balance, knocking the net off the mooring there. Ooh, boy, what a nice play that was by Eddie Olczyk.
Now it turns to Team Canada's advantage. Wood is serving the penalty for too many men on the ice, and Team Canada's got the power play going with McInnes. Starting up the left side, Al McInnes, the Calgary Flames. He's got Coffey with him. Farmer circling to the blue line. Gretzky is in there too, and big Eric Lindros. They got a lot of firepower on the ice, Mike Keenan's team has. The United States will clear, and they'll have to reload at center ice. A minute 10 remaining in the United States penalty. Coffey skates right through Hatcher and Otto.